The air was calm that October evening in 1978. The kind of calm that soothes the mind yet somehow hides the weight of what's about to unfold. Frederick Valentich, a young pilot with ambition shimmering in his eyes, prepared for a routine flight from Yerevan Airport to King Island. It was a simple journey, 235 kilometers across the silent Bass Strait. The sun was dipping low, casting a golden glow, and everything seemed ordinary, almost serene. Valentich, meticulous and focused, checked his instruments, followed every protocol, and sent off his flight plan as a calm precursor to what should have been a straightforward trip. But beneath that calm, something unspoken lurked in the skies, a presence waiting silently, unseen but soon to be revealed. As the plane stirred above Cape Bob, the quiet night cracked open with a mysterious shimmer. Valentich's voice, steady at first, carried the weight of unease when he reported seeing something unusual, for bright lights moving faster than anything he'd ever encountered. He tried to rationalize it, a large aircraft. But his eyes told him otherwise. The lights didn't behave like anything familiar. The object hovered, darted, and seemed to dance playfully above him, defying the laws of aviation as he knew them. The airwaves vibrated with his growing confusion and fascination. What was this metallic, shiny shape with a haunting green light? Something that didn't belong to this world, or at least, not to the world he thought he knew. The tension in Valentich's voice was unmistakable now, trembling slightly as reality began to fracture around him. The calm pilot who once followed every rule was spiraling into a world of confusion and distress. His radio transmissions became clipped and fragmented, like shards of a broken puzzle, halting descriptions, breaths caught between words, as if caught between two worlds. Alone above the endless dark sea, with no visible horizon or safety net, he circled, trying to understand what hovered over him. The metallic object, enigmatic and unyielding, tormented the silence between his desperate calls and the controller's calm but increasingly concerned responses. Isolation wrapped around him like a cold shroud, and the vast emptiness below seemed to swallow more than just light, it threatened to swallow him whole. Then came the chilling moment that shattered everything, his voice calmer but with a terrifying certainty, "It's not an aircraft." The engine sputtered, rough and uneven, as if fueled by something unseen draining its life. The pilot's last attempts to maintain control hung in the air like a fragile thread, soon to snap. Fear crept in as the unknown object hovered, its presence dominating the sky and sinking the world into silence. This was no ordinary flight. No ordinary disappearance. The narrative changed from a routine journey to something ominous, a vanishing act in the dark, with the ocean ready to hide its secrets forever. The final breaths of the engine were a haunting echo in the vast night, as the pilot's fate slipped further into the shadows. Then came the silence, a void so thick it pressed down on the heart. 17 long seconds of open microphone, filled only by strange, rhythmic pulses that were alien to any known sound. No words, no human voice, just that haunting metallic rhythm echoing through the quiet airwaves. The unknown seemed to pulse in the darkness, an eerie heartbeat that refused to be explained. It hung in the space between reality and nightmare, a sound frozen in time as if the night itself was holding its breath. Listeners on the ground were left grappling with the impossible. What invisible force had claimed Valentich's voice and plane? The chilling silence was louder than any scream, a signal of disappearance and loss that no one could decode, no matter how deeply they listened. Desperation set in swiftly after the plane failed to arrive. Searches scoured the turbulent waters of the Bass Strait, an expanse of cold, restless sea stretching endlessly under the night sky. Planes, ships, and crews moved tirelessly, but the ocean held its secrets fast, offering nothing but darkness and quiet. Days turned to nights, hopes dimming with every futile sweep. No wreckage. No sign of the pilot. Just an emptiness that seemed to grow heavier with each passing hour. The vast, indifferent sea had swallowed not just a plane but the certainty of the world itself, a vast mystery wrapped in salt and shadow, where even light dared not trespass. As the search faded into silence, scattered whispers from the ground began to claw their way into the story. Eyewitnesses emerged from the shadows, voices describing eerie lights, glowing green orbs trailing a small aircraft like ghostly companions. One man, known only as Ken Hansen, recounted an unsettling sight: two sets of lights, one steady and familiar, the other larger, circular, and pulsing with an unearthly glow. His story, told years later but vivid and unwavering, echoed Valentich's own descriptions. It was as if the night itself had woven a dark thread connecting those distant witnesses to the lonely pilot's final moments. Suspense deepened, the realization that he might not have been alone in his encounter pulled the tale beyond mere disappearance, into a realm where reality slipped and something far stranger took hold. From this eerie tapestry of sightings and unanswered questions, darker theories began to emerge, each more haunting than the last. Was it simply spatial disorientation, the deadly trick of the night sky playing on a young pilot's senses? Or had Valentich crafted a final script, a hoax to vanish from a life unraveling at the edges? Some whispered of hidden despair, a carefully disguised farewell lost in the vastness of the sea. And then, there was the most chilling possibility, the intervention of something beyond human understanding. The hovering object with its metallic sheen and green glow, the pulsed rhythm on the radio, the pilot's own declaration, "It's not an aircraft," all hinted at a darkness that defied logic. Each theory tangled with the others, weaving a web of dread and confusion that gripped the mind and refused to let go. The final transmission hangs in the air like a ghostly whisper, Valentich's voice steady but haunting, filled with a strange mix of fear and resolve. "That strange aircraft is hovering on top of me again. It's hovering and it's not an aircraft." Words that shattered the calm night and pierced through decades of silence. Then, nothing but cold stillness, broken only by the eerie pulsing that defied explanation. The pilot vanished, no crash site, no wreckage, no goodbye. Just the chilling proof of a contact no one else could confirm, a moment frozen in time where the laws of reality seemed to bend and snap. The Bass Strait swallowed its secret, leaving behind only an unsettling void and a story of disappearance that remains one of the most confounding mysteries in aviation history. The shock lingers like a dark shadow, an unresolved nightmare that refuses to fade. A young life snatched away in the quiet, mysterious darkness, leaving only questions and impossible silence. The unknown object, the broken transmissions, and the haunting pulse echo as a stark reminder that sometimes the skies hide more than stars. As the story ends, it crashes into the mind like a thunderclap, the raw, shocking truth that some disappearances are not meant to be explained, only feared. The pilot who vanished that night did not simply disappear, he was swallowed by the profound unknown. The chilling reality settles in: what happened over the Bass Strait that night might forever remain beyond our grasp. If the mystery of Frederick Valentich and the eerie events over the Bass Strait captured your imagination, share your thoughts below. What do you think really happened that night? Join the conversation, and don't forget to subscribe for more dark, unexplained stories that challenge everything we think we know.